Okay, got some late-breaking Predator news. This was Ghost in the Shell brought this out. This is in. He says, okay. Well, first let me get you oriented where we're at. We're actually in the comment section of Nathaniel Trevor's video talking about it's the rest in peace, perverted justice thing. Evidently the site's either having technical difficulties or there's something else afoot. But anyway, he mentions in here, and people are talking, and oh, maybe it's technical, maybe this, maybe that. And then he just says he was reading the forum just a few hours ago. Okay, yeah, 15 hours ago. Nobody's got time for math, so I don't know. Yesterday, okay. Oh, I hate this concept. And just put the full date and time as if you're going to do this, do date and time as well, YouTube. But anyway, he mentions Lance Perlis being busted again. So that begs the question, who the hell is Lance Perlis, This guy! Yeah! From Flagler Beach, dog. Flagler Beach, better known as First and Grand. Yeah, Lance Perlis. That really wasn't the name I remember. It was something else. But anyway, it's him. And this is just fascinating. So, and this is in East Tennessee, okay? And so yeah, okay. So Ghost in the what was it? Ghost in the Shell. Okay, he mentions that, so I'm like, well, who in the hell is that? I mean, I honestly thought that, like, I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, well, did this, is Lance Perlis somebody working for PJ who got busted for some kind of hacking or something, because they had a hacking controversy a whiles back or something, and I was like, was there some hacking stuff going on? First you see this and you're like, oh God, and then, I've had to play their embedded video. And this isn't, I don't think it's YouTube, actually, it's their own video stuff, but they make it look like YouTube. But so I had to, kind of play it forward until I saw the face, and I'm like, oh man. And also, let's see if I can bring it up here. Uh, oh god. So there's his like, the actual arrest photo itself. Yeah, there's a better one there. Just a second. Okay, there's like a better shot, and this is like the arrest photo from that night there. And there's two little little video pieces they do, which basically the pieces say what's already in the article. But yeah, man, First and Grand pops up on the radar again. But this story is fascinating, man, and mysterious. It's like they say, things aren't always as they appear. Because you'll see, we get to the details. This is crazy how he got busted, man. Oh my goodness. Okay, so there it is. So Dandridge, so evidently, and we find out later in the article, it's East Tennessee. So he evidently moved, well, evidently, obviously, moved from Florida and, re-registered in Dandridge. So it must be a small town. And you'll see what I'm saying when I hit the key sentence I'm going to hit on this. Okay, so Dandridge sex offender arrested for wearing Halloween costume around kids. Wow. Okay, so right there you're like, what the hell? Right? That's just wrong. That's just so wrong on so many levels. Shut your door, turn out the lights, lock the windows, on Halloween night. If you're a registered guy, right? Suspect was featured on NBC Dateline or Dateline NBC's To Catch a Predator. Okay, and then watch the article there. It's good. My stuff doesn't, everybody knows my video story. My video software sucks. So anyway, okay, so here we go, and we're going to hit a really interesting sentence here in a second. Okay, so a sex offender who appeared on Dateline NBC's To Catch a Predator, okay, was arrested in Dandridge, okay, must be a small town, on Halloween night for violating the sex offender registry by wearing a costume at his job. And now you're like, what? All right, what? Now we've hit another layer of what? Right? So Lance Perlis, also known as Lance Fine. See, that's why I was like, Lance Perlis, who is that? Boom. Also known as First and Grand. Okay, was convicted of computer pornography, child exploitation, and attempting lewd and lascivious battery in Flagler Beach, Florida, 2006. That happened during a recording of the TV program To Catch a Predator. The victim was a 14-year-old boy. and it was a decoy sting, that sort of thing. Now he's in trouble with the law again, this time in East Tennessee. So he went from Florida to Tennessee. So this is a quote from a neighbor, and it's in the video. It's in the video. He says, he sounds like he's a sick person, needs a little more time in jail or prison to maybe correct himself, says Mr. Rowe, a neighbor. Okay. So now here's where it gets crazy. This is crazy weird. Check this out. A Dandridge police officer saw a photo of Perlis on Facebook. Okay? Now stop right there. Like that right there is just okay. On many levels, like number one, what's Perlis doing with a Facebook profile? Was it even his profile? Blah blah blah. Okay, and then you've got like, okay, now, how would the officer know to even be checking? Is it his profile or someone else's? There's so much we do not know. Okay, so leave that strangeness. Just let that just orbit around your left ear. Okay, now check this out. Wearing a werewolf costume. What? Stop. Okay, this is my brain is just like how like when you're a kid trying to learn how to change gears in a gear shift car. What's that called? Manual transmission. Yeah, where the gears grind. This is where the gears start to grind in my brain because I'm like, wait a second. Okay. I'll just ignore the fact that Perlis created a Facebook page and was posting pictures of himself, which I don't think would be happening. But then the police officer saw the photo of him wearing a werewolf costume. Okay, now stop there. How in the world? Oh, and trust me, we're not done with the weirdness yet, okay? It gets weirder, okay, as this paragraph goes on. Okay, how in the world would you know it was him, right? It's a werewolf costume, right? I'm assuming it covered his face. I don't think he was wearing just the bottom piece and then just his head. He looks pretty much the same as he did back then, okay, at Perkins Family Restaurant. Now they already mentioned it was at his job. Okay, so I get it. He works there as a dishwasher, right? God only knows. Okay, but it says Perkins Family Restaurant where Perlis was employed. Now listen to this. Officers went to the restaurant and found him wearing the costume. Stop. Stop. Just don't even worry about this part. Just stop there. Okay? Stop there. So this was real time. It wasn't like it was a week later and they stumbled across it like, hey, that werewolf. That looks like freaking Lucas, doesn't it? Perlis, doesn't it? No. Okay? This is real time. He saw it, the photo got posted, and then it's, according to this article, they went to the restaurant and found him wearing the costume, complete with mask. Whoa. There's a lot of details are missing here. How did you know it was him? You know? It even says there, complete with mask, okay? In the presence of children, a violation of the sex offender registry because he is classified as a violent juvenile sex offender. Now, all I know about this stuff so far is from the TCAP episode, and I wonder if they derived the violent because he was talking about wanting to be beat up by the decoy, or what did he say, and then wanted to be his toilet. Okay, so maybe that's where they got that from. I don't know if there's any more past history beyond that. But still, though, think about that again. So the police officer sees a Facebook page. He sees a werewolf. It's a picture on a Perkins. He says, that's Perlis. And then that night they go down there. They find him wearing the costume. At least that's how it appears the way this is written. They went to the restaurant and found him wearing the costume. Now, and everything, all of this took place on Halloween. Now, listen to this. Okay, so here's a quote, and this quote itself is inside like the second video. So there's a first video at the top of the article, and there's the second video at the bottom of the article, and this is an exact quote from it. This is their lawyer from the news station. Guy says Tennessee law is very clear. If you're a convicted sex offender, you cannot, now this is interesting, pretend to be someone, disguise yourself, here's the kicker, wear a mask or uniform Okay, I don't know what the connotations of uniform are. I mean, like, like if your job demands a uniform. Whoa, is that what that means? Um, so you can't wear a mask or uniform in public. Yeah, yeah, I would say that does mean uniform. I would definitely say that that means uniform in public. Said WATE6 on your side legal analyst Greg Isaacs. Okay, it's the neighbor again. Everyone needs a second chance. If this is his second or third chance, he needs some mental help. The statement sounds clearer when you see the video. It doesn't really sound sensical when you read it, but in other words, he's not defending him. He's saying, like, if this is the second time he's got in trouble, he needs to get mental help, is really what he's saying. So, anyway, Perlis was taken into custody and has a court date of November 10th. So today's the 8th, and I heard about it yesterday from that quote, and this thing happened on Halloween. So it's still late breaking news in my world. So November 10th, so tomorrow is Monday, Tuesday, so it'll be Tuesday. Tennessee Department of Corrections spokesman said a violation report will be sent to Florida. Dum, dum, dum. Where the original incident happened. So that tells me, yep, he moved to Tennessee. He registered there, and then whatever, whatever, and then now became late breaking predator news. They will review the case and decide whether or not to extradite him. All right, there's the shot there. Okay, Perkins, let's talk about the restaurant, is one of the many restaurants considered to be family friendly. And according to the police report, he admitted to serving children at the restaurant. Now, if you remember from the TCAP episode, he was a waiter at the Hard Rock Cafe, waiter, server, whatever. So now it's pretty much all he knows to do. I would assume, right? So now he's being a waiter at this other place. And then it says here one of his coworkers is also underage. Says here's a quote from this is another quote from the WATE6 on your side legal team legal analyst. Oh man, that was tough. Analyst. Okay, the second requirement that appears to be violated in this case is you cannot maintain employment if you're in direct and unsupervised contact with minors. And what they mean about unsupervised contact is not where he's serving the plates to the people, but it's talking about. And I'm assuming here, I'm making some assumptions. I'm assuming what they're getting at is he was working. His coworker was a minor, and maybe there are times when they closed up the restaurant or something, or did stuff by themselves or something. God only knows. Okay. A restaurant representative sent WATE6 on your side a statement saying they did not know about his sex offender status until his arrest. They say he did not disclose it on his employment application. Yeah, I could see that. And because of that, he has been terminated. Okay. They say he was employed with Perkins for about 3 months. Now, somewhere, I don't know, they didn't mention this, but unless I missed it. No, no, someone mentions it. Uh, and it's probably in the little comments here. But anyway, evidently Perkins required all the employees to come in a costume for Halloween. It was required. Dude, and I bet he's thinking now, fuck, I should have called in sick, man. Should have called in sick. So that's some craziness there. Now, I like this comment. What the heck, Perkins? I can tolerate your meth addicted waitresses. But this is where I draw the line. That's a good one. Your methed out waitresses. Oh no. And it's East Tennessee. They do have a meth problem. Oh man, but this is where I draw the line. Okay, and there's some spam. Okay, and some people would attack him as a predator defender. So let me get this straight. The guy was at work wearing a costume his job required that night, and it wasn't just him that said that. I think it's inside one of the articles or the videos where they said it was a requirement that night that the employees wore a costume. But still, should have called in sick, dog. Okay, so the guy was at work wearing a costume his job required that night and didn't harm or try to harm anyone. Is that how it went down? He should be in prison for that. So he's just making a statement. The restaurant had a policy requiring their employees to wear a costume at Halloween, so he didn't have a choice. Just call in sick. Call in sick. That should be an interesting defense. I doubt he's got money for a lawyer, though. Just look at the smirk on his face. Sickening. Oh, well, we won't be eating at Perkins anymore. Oh, boo. The food's still good, guys. The food's still good. Okay, so yeah, there you go. Late breaking Predator news, man. Episode 2. Episode 2. I think Lurch was in the previous one, so wow. Still popping up on radar. All right, man. That's all I got.